Welcome to Eating with Dagmar. This is the midnight version. I can't believe I'm up. It's like way past midnight. I was ready to go to sleep. And then I remembered that I had gone out and cut a whole bunch of basil from my garden, some of this beautiful purple basil and green basil, and that I washed it and I had it in the sink and I was going to create a sauce with it. So I got up and I'm going to do it now. So, all right. And I wanted to, I was cleaning some garlic, and I thought, oh, they don't need to see me cleaning garlic. But then I realized that there was a little trick that I remembered. I haven't done garlic in so long. Um, After you finish peeling garlic, to get the garlic smell off your hands, you just rub your fingers in salt, and that will remove the bad smell. And it just, I don't know what it is about the salt that soaks it up. I just put some sea salt on my hands. Um, and I hope that's the right trick. I think it was sea salt. Oh my God, I should be sleeping. Um, yeah, it's so long because even though you see me making foods that I kind of tell you that aren't that good for you, but I still make them once in a while. Um, Garlic and onions are two of those foods, but especially garlic because let's see if it works. Let me try. Let me wash my hands. Oh my God! Look what I'm wearing. It's my schmata. It's my it's my house ex hippie schmata. Uh, Schmata nightgown. Let's see. Oh, it did work. Yeah, I don't smell as much garlic. Anyway, okay. So the reason we don't do garlic regularly, just once in a while, is because it's sort of like DMSO. It goes right through the blood-brain barrier, and it makes you stupid. I know I've said this a million times, but back in the day when pilots didn't have the autopilot thing, they were not allowed to eat any Italian food or any garlicky food before they went up into the air because it would slow down their reflexes by I forget what it was like. It was a ridiculously large number. So and all ashrams, when you go, or meditation retreats, they're like no garlic and no onions. So now I'm going to make um, I just wanted to preserve, because I have so much basil growing in the garden. I thought, oh my God, I'm just going to let it go to seed and never use it for anything. So I'm going to make something that should last me probably months. I'm going to make not exactly a pesto sauce because I don't have any pine nuts, but I thought make like a garlic basil sauce. Just, olive oil, garlic, basil, and salt. And the garlic and the oil, lots of garlic, should act as a preservative in the refrigerator, and it should last for quite a while. And it's just something that I can always add to any kind of tomato soup that I might be making. Raw tomato soup, of course, not cooked. Or as soon as the pepper from my garden ripens and becomes really red, I can make like a pepper and tomato raw soup. In Czechoslovakia, when we were kids, there's a very common Czech and Hungarian meal. We call it lecho, which is basically just you fry up some onions, some tomatoes and peppers, and then you scramble an egg into it. I thought it was like this great delicacy that my father used to know how to cook that. So, going down memory lane. So I'm going to use my little Cuisinart, and I'm going put the garlic in there. I mean, I guess this is so rudimentary. I don't even see why I'm sharing it. But, you know, it might be like if you're a busy mother and you want to make fun, exciting meals, then it would be a good thing to have some like this sauce in a little jar in the refrigerator so that you can, or if you're like making raw pizza or any kind of pizza flavoring, then you just go in your jar and you know, or you can, even if you really want to be how should we say, manly about it, you could just do it straight, like put it on a little piece of pepper or something like that and just eat it straight. Now, basil, also I know why else I was making this, because my friend who is transitioning from, no, not from being a woman to a man, no, 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 not in my neighborhood. My friend, yeah, I don't care what you think. My friend is transitioning from eating, being, you know, eating grains and gluten to focusing more on um, raw dairy and raw eggs and raw fats, raw cheeses. And she's very cold in the process. She's starting to kind of like, her body's, it's quite a procedure, you know, if you've just been giving your body nothing but carbs, 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 it can, your system, you know, gets used to making tons of insulin. Also, it makes your pancreas exhausted, because we really shouldn't be making insulin all the time, only when it's an emergency. So it's like every time you have your morning cereal, your body thinks it's an emergency, because our own liver makes glucose. But when we eat so much glucose from grains and cooked vegetables, because when you cook a vegetable, the cellulose opens up, because we can't digest it. But when you cook it, it breaks it down and it releases the glucose. So you could even be a person on a ketogenic diet and be diabetic, because you're just eating a lot of cooked vegetables. But anyway, she's trying to transition to get her body used to, again, living off of fats and proteins. And she's very cold. She's also really, really, really slender, shall we say. Beautiful, but very slender, and she's cold a lot. So I remembered that basil is very warming. So I'm going to give her some of this creation that I'm making here. There's an awful lot of basil. I don't know. This may take a couple of, I don't think it'll all, well, it might fit. I'm going to put some of this amazing olive oil in here. I'm just eyeballing it. Oh my God. I can't believe I'm so awake. What the heck? But if I would have left this sitting in the sink all night, I would have woken up with ants and whatever else all over it. Now I'm going to put some of this really good fleur de sel into it. That will also act as a preservative. And hopefully this will last quite a while in the fridge. And it's one of those things that suddenly you have guests coming over and you want to make some very flavorful meal. You just pull out your sauce. Because it's all in the sauce. That's the name of my book, which I'm sure one day soon I will complete. It's all in the sauce, which is a good motto for life. It's all in the sauce. What is the sauce of your life? Is the sauce of your life something that brings you joy and happiness, or is the sauce of your life some ancient inner monologue about like how this sucks and how you have to, everybody sucks and the world is dangerous and you can't trust anyone and nothing ever works out? Or is your sauce, is your sauce more of a flow sauce? where you're like, you know, everything finds its place. I keep discovering new things. There are no mistakes. There's only learning experiences. And we are here to enjoy ourselves. It is meant to be some kind of an adventure, right? I mean, we didn't just get plopped down here and, here, work it out. Come to this little hell. No, that's not what this is about. There is some kind of a plan, or there is meaning. There is meaning to our lives. So now I will see how the Cuisinart works. I probably should have Googled how to make a pesto sauce. But I kind of know. I mean, I've been to Italian restaurants in my past. Pine nuts, basil, olive oil, garlic, and I think that sounds like about it. Oh, look, it's really grinding it down. Oh, that's good. More room. I'm mixing purple and green basil. It's going to be interesting, I hope. I hope. And who knows, if I discover that this tastes really terrible, then I might have to put some kind of a nut in there. Maybe I can put in I just dehydrated a bunch of pistachios from California. Or some almonds instead of pine nuts. Yeah, who knows? Well, I should have tasted this basil. Some of it already went to flour, but hopefully it'll still have that basil-like quality. Yep, it's all in the sauce. The sauce you cook with and the sauce you live with. The sauce of your inner speech. The sauce of your inner attitude. That sauce, the one that you just can't get away from. You can distract yourself, but you can't, if you start telling yourself really shitty things, you can't get away from yourself. And I don't suggest trying to get away from yourself. I suggest you stay as close to yourself as possible. Get to know yourself. And keep recreating yourself. Don't get stuck in some self that somebody in your family or society told you that you are. There's many possibilities. More olive... Uh-oh. Ran out of olive oil. Oh my God. I think I have some more somewhere. I have hidden agendas in this house. All right. This is definitely going to be very dense. Well, it smells good. Wow, these leaves, they really do. I'm really breaking it down. Gee, I thought it was going to be so much, but it's not. I'm concentrating it into a smaller size. Horrible sounds. Such a contrast to the, you can hear the crickets outside in the night, and there's still a few fireflies left. It is getting a little colder at night, but in the day it's still hot as hell. Hot as, my neighbor said? Hotter than the devil's, it's hotter than the devil's sack? Anyway, okay. I really don't have an inner editor when it gets late at night. It's good, but it's strong. The garlic is strong. I think it's going to need something else. Pistachios might be the thing, and more olive oil for sure. Let me see if I have any. Yep. Oh, I sure do have some serious olive oil. Yeah, let's add some olive oil. I hope this comes out. I mean, all these good ingredients, I hope it's, but I think it might need some kind of a, so up here, I have like a little mini loft where I have my dehydrator, and that's where I have the dehydrating pistachios, which is my way of creating a raw, crunchy. So it tastes like it's roasted, but it's not, because I dehydrate them at like 100 degrees for like 5 days, and I just turned it off. So excuse me while I go up the stairs and try not to kill myself. Oh, it would be so much more fun if there was a camera person here who could film these acrobatic events. Okay. Got a handful of pistachios. And I'm tripping all over myself. I made it. I'm alive. See, these are they're crunchy. I know it's late, but I shouldn't eat, but just to demonstrate. Can you hear the crunch? They taste roasted, but they're not. I'm going to put them in here and see what happens. Might be good. Ooh, but that garlic, whee, too strong. Garlic's too strong. I put too much garlic in there. So, well, this may not be an example of the most successful meal. I wonder what the trick is. How would I soften the garlic? I guess more basil. But it's dark out. Well, I don't want to go out there right now because there's bears out there. And I could bump into one. And I don't really want to do that. Even though they're fine. Our neighbor, he gives them like food and sandwiches, and then he pets them on the head. Not the mothers, but the teenagers who are not territorial. Well, you know, this meal I don't know what to make of this because this basil might have gone to flower, so it's a little bitter. I mean, it's not bad. I think if I mixed it with like tomato or something, I think it might work. But for now, um, maybe maybe just adding more olive oil so that it's really olive oily, and see if that brings it to dilute some of the garlickiness of this. Even though I'm never going to eat this alone, I'm going to just use this as a addendum. And did I mention that I'm making this for my friend who is being very cold, and that basil is very warming, like her hands and feet are cold. Basil and dulse, I have to tell her that. Dulse is also very warming. Dulse is an amazing seaweed. It's like it's kind of moist and kind of oceany tasting. Hey, I should put some in here. That might be just what it needs. I think it will go very well. Yep, brilliant idea. So this is basically like a warming formula. And you know what? This would probably be really good in it, but I was going to make some coconut cream and show you guys how to extract the cream from the coconut meat, which is really delicious. Well, let me blend this and see what happens. Awfully darn noisy. Well, it's lovely and green. It's definitely green. Today, I need another. Today's a lot of green foods. Okay, well, it's the smell is amazing. So I have to remember this is not going to be eaten alone. Yeah. Now it's starting to come to life. I guess it just needed more olive oil. And then I guess I could also grate some raw cheese into it. But I think to store it in the refrigerator, it'll be best to keep it simple. Yeah, I think this is all it needs. Wow, that big thing of basil is now just came down to this little itty bitty, gonna be a little jar of this stuff. Well, okay, so now I can go to sleep. And it's really bad. Don't do this. Don't stay up past midnight. Not a good idea, really, because you throw off your whole circadian rhythm, and it just makes such a big difference. And I have the lights here and all that bad blue light. No, don't do that. I mean, once in a while, like I'm doing it today, but I don't recommend it. And even if I do stay up late, like if I'm writing and I just don't want to go to sleep, I will put on my blue light blocking glasses, or I have special red lights that don't, because right now when you have this kind of bright light in the evening, your body thinks it's time to get up. It's like it builds adrenaline. It does not allow you to create the melatonin, which is created in our pineal gland, the one that we need to go to sleep. So it'll be interesting to see how I get myself to sleep. But I'm sure I will. I have ways. I'll turn off all the lights. That'll be the first way. So it's been interesting, and this will be called some kind of a um, mm, pesto sauce a la Dagmar. When in doubt, I'll just call it a la Dagmar. So have a great night, and I'll see you soon.